So I wasn't gonna drop another video until the Eternals drop. Figured I'd take like a small little break until things just got absolutely crazy once I saw the movie. But then I saw this article. And for those of you who have not seen this article yet, it has to do with the fact that Eternals, there isn't going to be a sequel. This is essentially it. It is a standalone Marvel movie. And I had mentioned something along those lines in the past in regards to the Eternals. I said that the movie essentially exists to set up the cosmic framework, introducing the Eternals and the Deviants and tapping into Thanos' lore, introducing the cosmic order, leading into individuals like Adam Warlock that we're going to see in Guardians of the Galaxy 3, essentially setting up the Eternals to cross over into future movies going down the line, because there are 10 individuals, and that's not even talking about Black Knight played by Kit Harington, that are going to be in this movie as main characters. And I don't feel as though most of these characters are going to make it out of this movie alive, but they will be crossing over into future aspects of the MCU going forward. But from the producer herself, her name is Nate Moore, basically we felt there was enough story that it could be a contained universe. We definitely have ideas of how things can cross over later, but this movie with 10 characters and Dane Whitman and the Celestials and the Deviants, there was enough for us to play with. Now, this also factors into something that I said before as well, in regards to the fact that the reason why the movie has been getting these bad reviews about it being extremely disjointed has a lot to do with the fact that the movie is setting up things that were supposed to have already been set up in the Guardians of the Galaxy movie if it didn't get delayed. It seems as though Marvel essentially just dumped all. And looking at it now, I kind of feel as though it's a shitty decision on Marvel's part to essentially dump all of this onto Chloé Zhao on her first outing in the MCU as a director, which is she's getting a standalone movie. She has all of these characters. She has to basically explain their entire backstory from their creation up until their point now inside of the MCU. She has to set up the Celestials, she has to set up the Deviants, she has to set up the Eternals, she has to set up the Cosmic Order, she has to set up a lead-in to Adam Warlock. That is a lot to throw onto a director's plate who's only done indie movies. I feel as though she was the sacrificial lamb. She was the sacrificial lamb. Her movie was the sacrificial lamb to essentially set all of these things up so that Marvel can just go off and make the actual movies that they want to make. It's a shitty move. It's a real shitty move. I'm not really going to talk about it anymore or get into like this really pissed off situation, because it really does annoy me in certain aspects to discover that there isn't going to be a sequel. Even before the movie comes out, you're saying it's not going to be a sequel, it's going to be a standalone. But I mean, come on. Like, we could have definitely done better. I don't feel as though we needed to tell the story of all of the Eternals. I don't really think you needed Black Knight in this movie, Kit Harington. You could have told a really contained story that dealt with the Eternals and the Deviants in the past, with them interacting with ancient human tribes, which you could have introduced Atlantis, you could have introduced ancient Wakanda, you could have probably introduced something along the lines that has to do with like them interacting with Asgard first arriving on Earth, things along those lines. But using the Eternals in this type of way to essentially set up your entire cosmic landscape and then dumping it all at the feet of a rookie, and I wouldn't really want to call her a rookie director, because she has put out some fantastic indie movies. She's done great things on the small side, but this is a big budget, multi-$100 movie from Marvel. I feel as though a lot of the things that they're trying to set up now, you could have probably carved some of that off and thrown it to Disney Plus in like an animated series or in its own series in general. But there isn't going to be a sequel to the Eternals. Hopefully I'll be able to see it tomorrow night. God willing, everything goes straight and there aren't any surprises. But yeah, That's the vid, and I will catch you in the next one.